What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis comes out with another playoff prediction. Today we're going to talk about the Thunder versus Jazz. This is a series that I definitely didn't see coming when it came to the playoffs. I had thought that they lost Gordon Hayward, but if you go back and watch my videos, I did say they can still make it. But that was before they had Rodney Hood gone. That was before Gordon Hayward got injured. I'm looking like in the West, this team got Alec Burke and some guys that can play. And Rudy Gobert, obviously, some people saying he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. With some grinding out, slow, beat 'em up basketball and a rim protector that can really control the paint for his outside shots. I think that honestly that this Jazz team ain't gonna be that bad. One thing I will admit to, I didn't see them making the playoff as a fifth seed. That's something I didn't see. Another thing I didn't see was that Donovan Mitchell will average 20 points a game. A guy that was off the bench, that wasn't really even contributing. One injury happened, another injury happened. Next thing you know, everybody started talking about Donovan Mitchell in November. He can play. He might be in the running for Rookie of the Year. So now, he played and hit game winners and took tough shots. And next thing you know, he went from averaging 8 points to 11, then 12, then 13 to 14 to 15. And now he's saying, yeah, it's up to Ben Simmons and Donovan Mitchell. And I'm looking like 15, 16, 17. Utah go on an 11-game win streak. Utah go on a 9-game win streak. I even went to a Utah game this year to see Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. And next thing you know, I'm still looking around like, wait, 18 points, 19. Wait, if he averaged 20 a couple more times before the end of the season, he can average 20 for the whole season. Next thing you know, he had 20 points a game. Not only that, his team went from being a below, basically a lottery team, to a 48 and 34 record, fifth seed, 2 wins away from winning 50 games with a rookie that had no experience in the NBA. Had to learn on the fly, had to replace players, had to play above expectations to where we didn't even think he had come close to this. And he was able to do it. So this ain't a dream, this ain't a fantasy, this is reality. Donovan Mitchell is that good. But is he good enough? Is him and Gobert and Quinn Snyder good enough to win a playoff series? We seen what happened last year. George Hill got injured. A couple injuries happened, and then they got beat. And they still won a playoff series last year against the Clippers, but injuries happened in there too. So at the end of the day, this team had a little bit of bad luck, but they still was able to rebound and make the playoffs, and we got to respect them as a playoff team. This is one of the more defensive teams. This is one of the more ugly, grind them out, slow the game up, foul on a fast break, make them win by outsmarting and out executing you. One of my favorite interviews from Russell Westbrook when he kept saying execution, and this Utah team going to slow it down and make it ugly. And you're going to have to go out there and knock down tough shots. You're going to have to go out there, knock down buzzer beaters. You have to go out there and have rough games, rough quarters, rough stretches, and still go out there and fight because the game won't be over until the 48 minute. And this is a team where you can get hot and they can lock you up and you can lose. This is a team where if you get off to a bad start, it's going to be hard to come back and score on that defense. They have the size, they have the athleticism, and their biggest flaw, which was last year too, Quinn Snyder has a good game plan when it comes to executing defensively. Their problem is they can't score enough. Even when they had Gordon Hayward and George Hill in them last year, they had good games. They couldn't stay healthy, but they still struggled to score the basketball. Even if you go back and look at that Golden State series, they was able to stay in those games, but just didn't have enough to win those games. And Donovan Mitchell has surprised all of us, so I'm not going to doubt that he can't step up. I'm not going to doubt that he's a superstar. I'm not going to doubt anything because he already outperformed everything that I thought he would be and would do, and I'd never seen what he was going to do coming. Even when he was around that 11 to 15 point range, I never thought he averaged 20 until he actually was able to do it. And he is my Rookie of the Year, and I told you guys that in my rookie of the year, my all NBA first and second team video. But Russell Westbrook, this is his chance to really show. Because to me, honestly, I'm not a Russell Westbrook guy, but he showed nothing last year. He won the MVP and embarrassed himself in that Houston series. Just literally was throwing up and just doing too much, trying too hard, not trusting his teammates, being a little stubborn, hindering his teammates at the same time. And he just went out there and embarrassed himself to me against the Houston Rockets. And this is a good time for him to continue to pad up his resume, being the MVP, being a scoring champion, being a multiple time All Star and multiple time All Star MVP, and being a All NBA player for his career. This is a time for him to shine. You know, Magic Johnson said he's the worst point guard in the NBA Finals, and at the end of the day, when I'm looking at this team, they are the favorites to win this series, even though they are the home court event. They got home court advantage and they are the higher seed. You know, we all predicted that the Thunder will be 3 or 4 in the West, and they was able to do that. Um, but they should have been higher. They should have actually had a better record than what they have now. But it is still the 4th seed that I predicted that they will be at the end of the day. So one thing I will say though, Paul George has been a little cold, but he got hotter these last couple games. He's a guy that really performs in the playoffs. He's a guy that steps up. He hits big shots. He's not afraid of those shots. He can create shots for other people. Carmelo is a guy that we know he can play, and he gets up for playoff games. He feeds off the hate. He feeds off the negativity and puts it into the game and takes it out on his opponents. And Russ, he loves the spotlight. He loves hitting the shots. He loves, the triple double thing that he's been showing out with these triple doubles these last 2 years. And he has really made a name for himself, becoming the triple double king, basically, because he's the only person that did it twice, and it looks like he's gonna pass up Oscar for the most ever, if he can continue to stay healthy and continue to get these triple doubles. So to me, this is more about, is Utah for real, or is they a team that we slept on, and teams in game plan and teams didn't really prepare for the right way and got beat by surprise? Or is this a team that's really a serious team in the future? They only can build upon this. They only can get better as these playoffs go and next season goes. But don't sleep on the Jazz. They're not a trash team. They're not going to be easy to beat. It's going to be a tough team for the Thunder to finish. And like I said, Russell Westbrook likes to get up and down the court. He likes to attack. He likes to draw a lot of attention and find his teammates. And this is a team that's going to wall them off. This is a team that's going to force them to take jumpers. This is a team that's going to live with going under the screen and let them take them threes. And this is going to be a make or miss series. Whoever can make the shots, because the Thunder is a solid defensive team with PG and Brewer, and they would have been even better if they would have had Roberson. Um, but they can lock down defensively. Steven Adams can control that paint too. He can be a factor. We're going to see if the Jazz can stop that pick and roll with Russ and Carmelo and PG at the corners, with Steven Adams rolling down the middle with that floater or the lob or the dunk or just that pull up jumper with Russ. We're going to see how good of a coach Billy Donovan is. Can he coach this team to win a series with Russ as the guy? Can he win a series that they actually probably favors in because they have more star power? But we done seen throughout this series, throughout the season, that at the end of the day, that they star power wasn't there. Yes, they are the 4th seed, but they struggled to get there. Yes, they are the 4th seed, but they've been inconsistent. Yes, they are the 4th seed, but they played down to their opponents. And this is a team that's going to take advantage of that in the Jazz. If they have an off game, if they get a little cold, it's going to be hard to beat this team. Because once their confidence is going, once they start rolling, this team can really go out there and lock down defensively and make you earn every point. So if Thunder don't come to play, or they have a tough shoot night, it can be a long series. But if they come to play, they want to handle business, they want to get this done quick, they have PG, they have Melo, they have Adams, they have Russell, and they got Grant and Labrinas that can come off the bench and make an impact. Brewer is the X factor with his defense. Can he hit the spot up threes? Can he get out in transition, get easy baskets, or create easy baskets for his teammates? Can he, score off the dribble every once in a while and knock down the mid range jumper, get to the paint, and dump it off to Adams? and hit that corner three. If he can do the simple things, and if they can knock down their shots, this is a series that OKC should win in 6. So I'm gonna go with the Thunder in 6. Um, like I said, this is the Jazz are a Cinderella team. We didn't expect them to get this far. We didn't expect them to make the playoffs. We didn't expect them to have a better record than the Wolves and the Spurs, but they took advantage. They played with the cards they was dealt, and they have a chance to win this series. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But also, they already proved so much this year that even if they lose this series, they have a bright future, and I would love to see what they can continue to build upon with this roster. They was going in one direction 2 years ago. Now they're going in a whole new direction 2 years later, and I'm liking what they're doing, and they running games and they earning respect. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Check out my website at NoxusPlayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. And check out my Facebook page at NoxusPlayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Quinn Wade Basketball Noxus. I'm gone.